Hi beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back. Today are me dyeing and cutting my hair. Now I know this isn't going to be like the most dramatic, epic hair disaster video ever, but I mean sometimes it's nice to just do a refresh, cut some ends off. Today I'm going to try to cut my hair when it's wet, which is different for me. And I need to refresh my color and everything. I thought we'd talk. And then later in this video, I am going to try out the new Natasha Denona concealer that I haven't tried before. So I figured we could do all that in one video. I could chit chat with you guys and, you know, do this. So for the color, I'm going to use the Wella Color Charm 1N. It's just the blackest basic black. And then I had this L'Oreal 30 volume cream developer that I think I got from Amazon. So I think I got both these things from Amazon. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Also, as I get started prepping this hair dye mixture, if you want to check out my small business, theopencrypt.com, I am shutting down the website. I do have to pay back some stuff I got from, like, you know, business capital loans. So everything on the website right now is 20% off so that I can have a couple sales and finish that up before I primarily move the website and change everything. I'm going to just do Etsy, I think. I do have an Etsy now. It doesn't have too many things on it. I'm going to rebrand, focus on narrowing down products as far as the ones that are good sellers for me and, you know, what kind of style I want it to be. But yeah, my website is going away. So if you want to support it, 20% off right now with the code GOODBYE. It's at the top of the website so you can easily remember it and, you know, use it at checkout. And also I just want to mention not all those products are going over to the Etsy, so get them while you can. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Anyways, so I need to dye my hair. I've been kind of like, it gets to this length and I chop it off. It doesn't really get past this length because, you know, my hair is damaged, it's brittle, the ends are dry. This is about the length it usually gets. I mean, maybe I should just pull it off my shoulder. You can see it's like right there. I think I want to chop it up today. I don't want it near my chin because I feel like that makes my face look extra round. And I am trying my best to lose weight. So I'd rather not feel exacerbated by the roundness. But I think when my hair is wet, like professionals cut it with their hair wet usually, I want it to be very blunt. I want a very blunt cut, which is a little bit different for me, especially doing it myself. You know, usually I just chop and chop and chop and hope for the best. I'm going to try my best to get a blunt cut today. We will see how that goes. I'm not very hopeful with that, but we'll see. It's worth giving a shot. I also just need to get my roots dyed. I am going to dye all of it. Like down here, a lot of it's kind of brownish. It's faded. It's not really pitch black anymore. Like back there. I'm going to dye all of it. Just so in case I decide to keep a little more length when I end up cutting it, it'll all be the same color. You know, I don't want to accidentally leave some undyed. And then of course my blonde roots are coming in, so I need to go through each little layer of my hair and add a little bit of dye in there. So I spent my entire morning painting my kitchen cabinets. I have been waiting for over a year for my kitchen not to be a yellowy brown. I've been waiting for that long. My husband's like, well, you know, eventually we want to redo the kitchen and we want actual countertops instead of the laminate that's on there now. But I've waited long enough and I know we don't have the money to redo everything soon. You know, like get a new oven because the double oven we had, the top broke, and I don't have that. But I don't want to live like this anymore. And since I'm like, for the foreseeable future, nothing in our finances is going to change. Hopefully, you know, hopefully nothing changes. So why would I have to live with this for any longer? If we decide to move around cabinets later on in the future, 5 years down the line or whatever, at least I didn't live with beige cabinets for 6 years. So like a honey wood color is not my aesthetic. I'm tired of living with it. If they get scuffed up and scratching from rearranging them later, so be it. You know, I gotta live for right now. That's my thought process right now is I'm done looking at these cabinets that make me unhappy. It's right attached to our front room, which makes me the most happy because I've done a lot of work to it. So I decided, hey, I already had the paint. I bought the paint a long time ago. I gave it a good mix up, shake up everything, And I said today was the day, and I painted the majority of the cabinets. I started at like 8:30 this morning. I didn't get done till like 1:30ish. You know what? I feel like I got a lot done today. It's a lot when you're painting stuff black too, especially because it's not just a one layer and you're done situation. One, you gotta pull the drawers off, like the faces off, or pour the drawer open very far so you can get in between. So when you open the drawer, there's not like the old color showing. And just, it takes multiple layers. I used both a roller and a brush to try to get the most efficiency. I'm sure I'll have to go through and touch it up once everything's dry, which it should be dry now, I don't know. But yeah, that was my morning. I'm so happy that it's, like, it looks so much better. I don't even have handles on it yet. But it looks so much better. And then we're going to toss out that double oven because it's broken. We tried to take the front door off to clean it because there was like stuff in between the glass that looked really gross. And, you know, it wasn't from us because it was before we moved here. And we tried to clean it. And it's been broken ever since. The door fell apart because it was so old. So we decided we're going to get rid of that oven. I'm going to paint the cabinets. And we're going to make do without an oven for a while until I can get like a small one, you know. I have a cooktop for like top and everything, but like an oven for like a turkey or a ham or something, I'm without that momentarily, which is fine because I don't use an oven very often. I have a crock pot, I have a little skillet, I have my regular stove glass top. I don't use an oven very often unless I'm making like biscuits or cornbread. But once I get one of those, I think I'm just going to get one of those, like, I think it's like $500 usually for like one of those that you can just, it goes underneath and then you put your countertop on top for simplicity. And then the only other things I ever really want for the sink, I already have the faucet. I bought the faucet before we even moved into this house. So it's been sitting in a box for over a year, but it's still fine. The only thing like I would ever want, like of course I would want stone countertops. I can wait on that though. Not a big deal. I've seen people paint the laminate and it looks like marble and stuff and it looks really cool, but Cortland doesn't trust it, so that's not happening. But I did think I could just live with the laminate. And just, because there's already a big hole out, I could just get a new sink and that would suffice me. I can live with laminate countertops. I just don't want to live with yellowy brown cabinets, you know? But anyways, that's what I did today. I also like got up and like got ready like around 8 because I didn't know what was happening. My husband went to work this morning like normal and he calls me at like 8 o'clock and I'm like, what's wrong? And he tells me that a cat we tried to rescue a while back is dying. There's been a cat at his job. And one day I like brought the carrier and we were trying to rescue him because he was someone's cat that got left there because he was very dependent on people. He loved pets. Like he wasn't a feral. And we tried to catch him one day and ever since then he wouldn't let anybody pet him. Because, you know, we tried to get him to a carrier and he freaked out and then ever since then he wouldn't let people touch him. Well, that cat they found this morning outside one of the buildings and he was dying. Like it wasn't good. He couldn't even run from people like he normally would. Like I said, he did love people and then when we tried to put him in a carrier, he didn't trust people anymore. I think whoever dumped him off gave him a bad experience with the carrier. But he couldn't even get up to move. He could meow. But that was his only protest he could do. He couldn't even like lift his head. His only thing he could do was meow. And Cortland called me. He's like, I have the car. I don't know what to do. You know, I'm not trying to get in trouble at work, but I need to leave. I need to get this cat, like, taken to the vet. And if they can't do anything, I'd rather he be put down humanely than, like, die alone outside of a random building and then sit there to deteriorate. Like, that doesn't sound good, and that's not something we want for any animal. I don't think they should die alone, especially because we think this was someone's pet at some point. So he called me. He got permission from his boss. I called a vet that was nearby and told them what was going on. There was a stray. And he got them to the vet. And they agreed to put him down at no charge, which I thought was super sweet. Like, we were fully prepared to pay whatever to get him put down humanely so he wouldn't have to suffer. And, you know, he couldn't even lift his head, so whatever. But they agreed to take him and do that, and then he'd be cremated. And that was the morning I had, like, calling the vet, you know, seeing if they could take this cat, telling my husband where to go, all that. So by the time all that was cleared up, it was like 8:30, and I was like, okay, well, I might as well just start my kitchen project today because my day is already off to a weird start. But I'm glad that that cat didn't have to suffer anymore. It makes me sad, especially since we do have an elderly cat that I'm just like always worried about now. Our little Biddie's 17. He likes to hide in places, so I'm always worried I'm not going to find him one day. And he's getting to the point now where, well, he's still in good spirits. Like, he has his good days. But I think his hearing's starting to go. Like, he loves snacks. If I shake a bag or something, he comes running. But recently, he's been sleeping more than usual, which, because we live with him, I noticed. And then when I have snacks and stuff, he doesn't even come to me anymore. I have to, like, shake him to wake him up a little bit. I think he's losing his hearing. He'll still eat them, but I have to bring them to him wherever he's chilling, hiding, sleeping, which is a little bit concerning to me. But he's had a good life, and I hope we have some more time with him. Even if he does lose his hearing, I hope he's happy and doing his best. Yeah, that's all we can hope for him, you know. Also, I'm not about to cry. My eyes are very strained from the paint fumes. But even if I was gonna cry, that's okay too, you know? There's nothing wrong with crying, but I have contacts, been around paint fumes, and this fluorescent lighting is not helping, so my eyes are sensitive. But I'm gonna leave this in for like 15, I guess, 20. It's on 30 volume developer, so I really don't need it that long. Just remake everything dark and do the roots, which the roots should be easy to dye. So I'll be back and then we'll cut the hair, which I'm excited for because I feel like I just need a little refresh. A little refresh. So I'm fresh out of the shower. All my hair is still here. We haven't cut it off yet. I typically will not brush my hair when it's wet, but for the sake of needing to cut it off, I will. They say that when you brush your hair when it's wet, even if you use like one of those wet detangly brushes, it pulls more hair out, which is not what I wanted. I also need to make sure all the hair is on the correct side for this chop. I hate the way my hair feels right after it's dyed sometimes. If I'm using a semi-permanent, like a fun color, I like the way it feels, but permanent dye, like, you just know it hurt your hair, and I just don't like the feeling of it. However, it requires a hell of a lot less maintenance, but on the flip side, again, it is way less fun. I tell ya, I didn't get hair dye sponsorships ever. I don't think I've ever done one. Yeah, until I dyed my hair black with permanent black box dye, and then I've been offered sponsorships for hair color videos. Isn't that funny how that's worked? Like, I did fun hair color videos for years on years. And then the second I dyed my hair permanent black to say, I'm gonna let it heal and I'm gonna let it rest, then I get offered money to dye my hair that I can't take. It's just, yeah. Okay, so I put my hair coloring dress on for this, just so you could actually see my hair. I feel like the black t-shirt, you couldn't really tell what I was taking off. So everything's brushed, and there's no hair in the back. This is all the hair I have. Right here. So I figure let's just, now when it dries, it's going to be shorter. So I got to consider that. But I just want to make it a blunt cut, because I feel like those look chic and like purposeful instead of your hair just growing out. So I'm going to take the ends. Only a little bit at a time. We'll see. I'm going to take this much off. I might have to take it a little more off after, but this is the length. I guess like 2.5 inches off. But because my hair is wet, I feel like I could see every little piece better. I'm going to keep making sure it's brushed out, and I'm going to try my best to make it blunt. But to keep myself occupied, I'm going to talk to you. Because otherwise I'll just get lost in this and forget the whole video. So I'm still on a diet, right? I told you guys in a video, this video, that I'm dieting. I want to be skinny. Yes, there's some health benefits that could, you know, come out of being skinnier too. But mostly I just want to be skinnier. I don't need to be like stick thin, like my high school weight or anything. I just need to be better. So that's what I'm doing. I noticed, okay, so it's been 21 or 22 days, right, since I started, and I've lost 5 pounds, 5.3 pounds, I think. According to this morning, I don't weigh myself every day because that's just disappointing. But like twice a week I'll weigh myself, and I've lost 5.3 pounds, which is really good. But I have to tell you, I'm trying to exercise and stuff when I have time, honestly. But my biggest hurdle is I'm exhausted all the time. My body's sore all the time. My body's not used to this or being without caffeine, and like, I do wake up slightly earlier, which is fine. But I'm tired all the time. My body isn't used to, that's a lot of hair to go. My body isn't used to this yet. It has been less than a month, so I know there's an adjustment period. But I withdrew from caffeine. I'm done with the caffeine withdrawals, which is great. But I'm tired all the time. I'm tired all the time. I'll even like try to exercise, and I'm just like, oh no, this is not working. The first couple times I exercised with that little exercise bike that I thrifted to like help me get motivated to actually work out, it was fine. But ever since I've gotten through the caffeine withdrawal, it is harder than ever to like motivate myself to do that. And I wake up sometimes, my body's just sore, and I haven't even done anything. So just going through it. I am focusing on trying to eat healthier. I decided to just like meal prep myself the same meal for a week and like feed my husband normally. I'm mostly eating chicken, rice, vegetables. I'm going to start taking a like vitamin supplement to make sure everything there is good. I'm not trying to like starve to death here. I'm still eating and watching my calories. It's the main part of my diet, is making sure I don't go over my calories. I'm going to eat what I want. Like if I want a piece of bread with my dinner, I make sure that I have the calories allotted, and I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to like take that away from myself. But at the same time, this is hard. I mean, losing weight isn't supposed to be easy. I wish I could exercise more, but I think it's baby steps. Again, it's been less than a month, but it feels like 100 years. And I've lost 10% of my goal, I think, if I'm not good at math, but if I was good at math, because I want to lose 50 pounds. For my height, it's definitely possible to be in the healthy range losing 50 pounds. I'm 5'7". And right now, oof, am I really going to say my weight on camera? Right now I weigh 183 pounds. So I could lose 50 and still be in a healthy range for my height. Although, a bit of advice, if you have an addiction to caffeine, is it worth the withdrawal? Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. I would rather be able to have 1 soda a day or have a cup of coffee because that's good for your metabolism. I'd rather be able to have that, but I've committed to no caffeine at all. But if I was starting over and knew how hard the caffeine withdrawal would be, I would just stick to 1 soda for dinner or 1 cup of coffee because that's really good for your metabolism. But, you know, it's a little too late for me there. I got the thyroid issues, and I'm on birth control pills. That's both bad for my metabolism. So I really gotta be careful, even when I do, because I'm gonna, even if I do lose this weight, I gotta be careful about watching my stuff going forward. Because it's gonna be very easy for me to gain it all back, and that is not worth it. I am like, there's like cute Killstar things on sale, like buy one get one half off dresses, and I'm like, ooh, I love Killstar stuff. But I'm telling myself I'm not buying a single piece of regular clothing until I lose the weight, and then I can feel like get myself some new things that fit me better. But until then, for the next like 6 months or so, I am only going to be like, if I need to pick up something clothing wise, it's going to be something baggy that I can wear around the house, you know, because then I can wear it any weight. Like a big cool men's t-shirt, oversized men's t-shirt, I could wear that at any weight and feel happy with it. But I'm not going to buy like a fitted Killstar dress, because then it's not going to be fitted if I lose this weight, and I'm hoping to lose the weight as fast as possible without dying, obviously. Alright, I'm done snipping, I think. I think majority of it is pretty blunt, like here wise. I think it's pretty good right here and pretty blunt. Obviously I can trim a little more when it's dry if I think it doesn't look good. I don't know if it's gonna be like perfectly cute in a blunt bob, because like obviously my roots are drying faster probably. But if I like spruce it up, it looks a little more managed and maintained. And I didn't cut these bang pieces really short, which makes me happy because when I wear a U-shaped wig, I can keep these down and it would fit in very well. So I'm gonna hop back in the shower, rinse all this wet hair off of me. I'm gonna meet you in my office and we're gonna, when my hair is dry, and we're gonna try out the new Natasha Denona concealer and see my revealed haircut when it's dry. All right, in the office now. I'll like style the hair here soon. I think it looked pretty good. There's a couple pieces like you can see that aren't great, but as far as the length goes, it looks cute, you know? I had to like pull my black shirt off my black hair to show you, but yeah, it looks good. So I wanted to test this new concealer. It's Natasha Denona HyGlam, HyGlam concealer. I have the shade R2 here. I just guessed as far as shade range goes. I didn't know what really shade I needed, but it looks okay. And let's see how this performs because I've been wanting to try it. It's been like 2 days. It's been sitting in my makeup drawer and I'm like, ugh, I just need to test it out. I've never tried anything Natasha Denona besides eyeshadow palettes that like came in subscription boxes. I've never tried like foundation or skincare products or anything from her. So I'm gonna see if I like it. Is this enough? Maybe a little bit here. That should be good. Now Natasha Denona is expensive and I think that's why I haven't tried any of her stuff, you know? Like a lot of her stuff anyways. But I'm hoping because it's expensive and fancy that it like is good coverage. It's blending really nicely and easily so far, I'll say that. But the test really comes on the dark circles. I did use a lot of product, but I feel like that's just because my skin doesn't look great today. I need to like cover her up. But I do like the blending so far. Okay, so far with the concealer, it looks okay. We can see it kind of like sinks into my sunken in eyes. I don't think it covered up the dark circle very well, like all the purpleness. So I'm gonna add a little bit more and finish up the rest of my face and I'll let you know how I feel. All right, finish the makeup up. Here it is. I'm doing a dark purple lip today because I just felt like it was something I haven't worn in a while. So here's the hair, nice pitch black because the dye does its job very easily. As far as a blunt cut, I think I did okay. There's a couple pieces that need to be like trimmed up and stuff, but I can do that later. I do think it says I cut my own hair, but do I really care? No, absolutely no, I don't. I could always fluff it up too a little bit, but because I brushed it when it was wet, I feel like it sits very stuck to my head right now. Maybe when I wash it next and it doesn't get brushed out when it's wet, it'll be a little fluffier. I don't know. Yeah, the concealer, let's talk about the concealer. It is a medium coverage concealer. It's what it's advertised as. So I can't be mad that it didn't cover everything. Like you can still see discoloration and purple stuff. It does definitely say that it covers dark circles and stuff, but it's medium coverage. I think for medium coverage, it looks really cute. I would use it everywhere on my face except my under eyes. I need the full coverage on my under eyes. Unless I'm doing like a tinted moisturizer kind of easy look, you know, then I don't care if it's not full coverage. But for most days, I probably use it everywhere on my face except my under eyes. But it did blend out beautifully, and they have a ton of shades that are like different undertones, which was nice. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm gonna keep using it. But anyways, I know this video was all over the place. Hair dye, haircut, random concealer review at the end here. But it's just what I felt like doing today, and why not, you know, like, why not? So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It wouldn't hurt, you know? And I'll see you guys later. Have a beautiful and safe day wherever you are. Be aware of your surroundings. Let people know if you're going on random dates. Like, be safe out there.